Over the past 24 hours, multiple doctored videos of Nancy Pelosi edited to make it look like she is drunk or falling apart mentally have been spread. Some of them have been literally manipulated to give that impression. Some have been selectively edited to give that impression. And just coincidentally, they've been all spread all over the place on conservative social media, on Facebook and Twitter, by the president himself, and on Fox Business as well. So I want to give you an idea of what's going around. Here is the first version. This has been actually manipulated and slowed down to make her look drunk.
We want to give this president the opportunity to do something historic for our country. We want to give this president the opportunity to do something historic for our country.
So you see there, Washington Post mashed up the version that's being spread around on Facebook by Politics Watchdog, which begs the question, who watches the watchers when they're manipulating videos to attack Nancy Pelosi? And then the actual version. So what they did was they appear to have slowed it down to 75% of its original speed, manipulated the pitch so that her voice doesn't sound even more ridiculous than it does once they get done with their editing. And that is now being spread around. In fact, by Rudy Giuliani, in fact, the president's lawyer, tweeted that out and then deleted it very quickly when it became apparent that was not an authentic video.
If you want to use these powers for good and see the power of like slowing down a video for effect used for good, there's a guy named Huell Howser who produced all these, a thing called California's Gold, and he would just show up and be like, wow, that's amazing. How do you make that toffee? And someone slowed that down where he's like, wow. Toffee's great. That's what you should be doing with slowed down video. Maybe seeing if they got the call right. This is just juvenile and stupid. And what's frustrating to me is that this happened right in the wake of Trump getting utterly owned by Nancy Pelosi. So what's his logic here? That the person who owned me is an idiot? What does that make you do?
Yes. Yeah, and by the way, I don't necessarily share the same that she owned him. I guess I don't really care.
She did.
I'm obviously not. Yeah, I suppose I don't. Really
He went around at C-SPAN on the main show yesterday. JR pulled all the clips of Trump saying, "I was calm, wasn't I? Wasn't I calm? Hey, Sarah Sanders, wasn't I calm?" And she comes and goes, yeah. Kellyanne Conway, was I calm? You were super calm, sir. Right, I am calm.
Yeah.
Like he's getting worked.
Yes, she is very good at getting under his skin. I will grant you that.
If you're owned by someone who can't put a sentence together by your doctored video, that makes you someone dumber than someone who can't put a sentence together.
That is true, and that is why I think that these have all come out. Like I don't believe that many of his fans are like, oh, Trump got owned, Nancy Pelosi notched a win. I don't think that they accept that. It just flows, around them like a babbling brook. But they do want to strike back, and this is how you do it. And so they had the two different versions. They have this where it's literally manipulated. And by the way, that video, so we mentioned Politics Watchdog, which is a conservative Facebook page that has so little respect for its viewers that it literally manipulates videos before sharing them. That video, as of like last night, had 2 million views, had been shared more than 45,000 times. That's far higher now. And it's gonna keep going up, by the way, because Facebook has said it's only gonna downgrade its visibility. It won't actually remove this obviously fraudulent, like you can show in editing software how it's been slowed down. And we've had other examples of that as well. And this is, I think, a great example of people's frustration with Facebook, where they keep saying, oh no, we're totally taking fake news seriously. Are we gonna do anything about this obvious example of it? No, we're gonna reduce its visibility a little bit, but they still got their millions of views. The people who watched it and spread it, they believe that it was true. Even after we know that it's not, they still believe that it was true. That is what is so pernicious about this sort of behavior.
I don't think that statement is necessarily true. I don't think people actually believe it or don't. There are a good number of people who believe it. What are you gonna do with them? Exactly what we're doing now is pointing out how it's false. That's all you can do. Put pressure on Facebook to reduce its visibility or take it down. But I think there's another group of people who will say it's true, who don't believe it's true. They just want to win.
They don't care if it's true or not. Yes, okay, yeah. I guess in that case, I'm using believe a little bit loosely. It's to the extent that they believe things politically, they believe it, but they don't really believe things based on evidence.
Right, and I think those people are more likely to give up Like the blind people who believe and follow Trump are lost. But the ones who kind of forward it because they think they're winning this awesome bully fight, those people are more likely to give up if you're just like, dude, you lost. I'm sorry, you just lost. Like this proves that you absolutely lost in every way.
So in response to that video, Pelosi's Deputy Chief of Staff, Drew Hamill, said, "We're not going to comment on this sexist trash," which Brooke pointed out, that's a comment. That is you commenting on it, and perhaps understandably so. So there was that. At the same time, you had Trump tweeted a separate video of Pelosi, selectively edited supercut taken from Fox News, focusing on moments where she briefly paused or stumbled. The clip is about 30 seconds of a 21-minute briefing. Here's a section of that was played on Fox.
We had a little took a little longer on the floor. Custody of the border. Everyone, he started sending signals. The U.S., Mexico, Canada. If that's not the accurate category, some people call it after NAFTA, some call it NAFTA 2.0, working together to make past that. Not if we're the three things. We're very busy people.
Okay, all of what you saw there was what was played on Fox, including the repetition and stuff like that. So they took a 21-minute video, they cut it down to less than 30 seconds of what they thought made her look ridiculous and then discussed it. At the same time, this is like less than an hour after Fox News was saying, hey, by the way, there's some fake doctored video going around. Now that isn't doctored by one definition of the term, but there's been some surgery applied to it at the very least.
When they say doctor, like the doctors take a Hippocratic oath to do no harm. This is not doctored video. This is like back alley doctor.
It's mutilated.
This is mutilated, like
yes.
Those kinds of people who were doctors and then became serial killers type activity.
So they're very effective.
This is Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, skin sewing, lady dress.
The clips in the back. Yeah, or on its skin. Yes, and so both of those are going around. And the last takeaway for me on this particular part is we're worried about deep fakes, right? So a video is going to come out during this presidential election that is 100% fake, and you're gonna look at it and you're not gonna know. And it's gonna be spread hundreds of thousands of times, and it's gonna matter in the election. We're waiting for that. I just saw a video of Bill Hader on Conan O'Brien, and he's doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. And as the intensity of his impression goes up and down through the interview, they make his face Arnold Schwarzenegger or not. And it is trippy because it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger on Bill Hader's body. You can't tell the difference. And so the technology is getting really effective. But honestly, who cares? You don't need that sort of technology. Just slow stuff down a little bit. Clip out a little bit from the middle of it. Laura Ingraham had a video of Ilhan Omar where she was selectively cutting out individual phrases from an address to make it look like she was attacking Christians. Like, I don't think that we need the tech apocalypse. We're already there.
To make Ilhan Omar look like she was attacking Christians when she was just attacking Christians who don't live a Christian life.
Yes.
And then basically all the ones who said like, I'm against abortion, but I'm gonna have my lover that I impregnated get an abortion. Like
exactly.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, the sort of hypocrisy that I would imagine Jesus wasn't a big fan of.
No, he was, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He had a whole stash of hypocrisy hidden. Yeah, especially when he was a teenager.
And just super fast, so Rudy Giuliani, he tweeted the doctor video. I wanna jump ahead to his last tweet. He tweeted this, and I don't know if this is some sort of surreal new age art or something, but his apology tweet was, Yvesse's apology for a video which is allegedly a caricature of an otherwise halting speech pattern. She should first stop and apologize for saying the president needs an intervention or, and then a gif of people playing basketball or cheering on the sidelines. Was I just owned? I don't understand what is going on here. Anyway,
this is
the attack continues.
Potentially the most meta response. Is he trying to simulate lack of acumen?
I think so. I mean, we've listened to him before. He does that pretty naturally. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.